Chicago Bulls up right now at halftime by 14 points. The Chicago Bulls are up at the half, and there's a couple of key things they've taken advantage of that have helped them get to this lead. The 3-point shooting, for one, is a big thing, and you definitely have to look at Javon Carter being a big part of that as well. The Chicago Bulls team is spreading the ball out so far as well in the game. We're shooting 10 for 21. We took 21 3-pointers in the first half of this game and made 10 of them. We're shooting 47% from the field and 47% from 3-point range right now. The Chicago Bulls also have 15 assists on 25 made baskets, only 4 turnovers in this game as well. They got 9 steals in this game, 21 rebounds. They're losing the rebound battle by 4, but still 21 rebounds. They're winning the offensive rebounding battle by 3 as well, with 9 offensive rebounds the Chicago Bulls have in this game. The Bulls are taking advantage of every weakness that the Utah Jazz have. Now, one thing with the Bulls, I'm going to get this out the way. We're going to stay pretty positive after this, is the Bulls have to keep it up, right? That's one thing we haven't seen with the Chicago Bulls is keeping up the pressure. They have to keep it up in this game. But when you look at other things right now, the Chicago Bulls have 23 points off turnovers. The Utah Jazz have none. No points off turnovers for the Utah Jazz. None. That's a huge part of the battle. The Chicago Bulls also winning the second chance battle, 13-6 in this game so far. Those are things that are helping the Chicago Bulls get the lead in this game. Listen, 9 steals as well as a team. The Utah Jazz have 0 steals. Right now, the Bulls are taking advantage of the weakness of the Utah Jazz, as well as the Utah Jazz having 14 turnovers. And it's not just because of sloppy basketball. Torrey Craig, Ayo Dosunmu, Alex Caruso, Javon Carter all playing extremely tight defense in this game. And I'll say this as well. Zach LaVine has been no slouch as far as on-ball defense. And DeMar DeRozan with 4 steals so far in this game as well, right? This team is shooting the ball well. They're taking care of everything. They're playing the way that we want to see. Zach LaVine right now, 4 for 9 from the field with 10 points. DeMar DeRozan's 5 for 7 with 13 points in this game as well. They're the only people in double-digit scoring for the Chicago Bulls, but Javon Carter off the bench, he's made 3 3-pointers. He's 3 of 7 with 9 points as well. Patrick Williams putting together a solid game also. The defense has been really good for him. He has a plus-minus of +12, so that shows the impact that he's having, as well as scoring 5 points in this game so far. The Bulls are looking really good so far in this game. We got to keep it going. We got to keep it going. The Bulls have to keep up this intensity in the second half, because we know right now with the Chicago Bulls, they have not been a all 4 quarters team. They've had really good halves, really good quarters. They haven't really brought it together. They cannot allow the Utah Jazz to get back in this game in a major way. They have to keep up the defense. They have to keep trying to force steals when they can and shoot the ball effectively. If they can do that, listen, well, the sky's the limit for the Bulls. But let's go ahead and get into the comments, see how you guys are feeling. Chris Carvinio, I haven't seen you around here too much this season. Glad to have you in the building. Says really good half for us. Extremely solid half. I told you, Haize, Kobe would have a good night. P will too. Both playing really well. Yeah, they're both doing their thing really well out there in this game, picking their spots well. Kobe with 8 points in this game. He's 3 of 5. Really like the effort he's given as well in this game for sure. So definitely agree with you there. Vaughn says, am I dreaming, or did we really make 10 threes and a half? Not only did we make 10, we took 21 3-pointers in a half of a game. Keep in mind, we averaged 28 3-pointers a game last season. We got 21 in just the first half and hitting them at a 47% clip. That's crazy. That's crazy. Darren Link says, not a bad first half from the Bulls. Not bad at all, brother, at all. Darren Link also chips in Javon Carter shooting good. He's shooting the ball really well in this game. Love the way that we're playing and hope they continue to keep it up in the second half. Now, they haven't pissed me off yet, but I feel it coming. The third quarter still haunts me. Hey, you're right to feel that, brother. Is it too much to ask to do this consistently? Pro NBA teams should be able to hit some damn threes. Yes, because we don't have the roster to really do that. Now, here's what I'll say too. You got to keep in mind, it's about who you play as well. We talked about it in the pre-recorded episode today that dropped at like 6 a.m., by the way. Make sure you always subscribe to Chicago Bulls Central. We talked about how the Utah Jazz are just not a good defensive team. They are allowing teams to shoot a really good percentage against them. Now, I don't want to take away from how the Bulls are executing, but they're taking advantage of a team that is really right now bad. It's really bad right now. So, I'm glad that they're taking advantage. It's much better than if they weren't. And they got to do it. They just got to keep doing it. They got to keep doing it, man. They cannot allow this team to come in the second half and take this lead and turn it into a deficit, which we've seen the Chicago Bulls do a couple of times. So let's hope that that's the case. The Chicago Bulls keep looking good, and they keep executing because we know that they have the capability to. We just haven't seen it consistently yet this season. Markel says, love the way that they're playing. I hope they continue to keep it up in the second half. Now they haven't pissed me. Oh, I already read that one. I already read that one. How did I get back to that? Have no idea. Quentin from Let's Talk Bulls in the building says the Bulls are at their best when they attack the rim. Yeah, and when they can get steals and get out in trend. This is a team that everybody, and I don't even mean it as not, but just about everybody except DeMar DeRozan is best in transition. Even Nikola Vucevic is solid in transition as the trailer. And DeMar is starting, and he's starting to break some with DeMar, which is the best way that you can use him in transition. He's not hesitating passing. So right now we got everything rolling, and we're getting out in transition, and everybody's being involved. Love the aggression that the Bulls are showing. Laurie was awesome with that save. Yeah. And Walker Kessler. Listen, Walker Kessler is a monster. 3 blocks already in this game. He's averaging 2 blocks a game so far. Larry Markkinen is 4 of 8 for 14 points. Let's see if they adjust the way that they defend him at all, or the Chicago Bulls can keep him, let him kind of go off and just say, hey, we're going to let him go off and we'll figure out how to stop everybody else around him, which they're doing pretty well right now. Love that shirt, Haize. Appreciate it. I had to put on my dinner. I felt like we needed some old school Bulls energy on this game today, right? I felt like that's what we needed. So that's why I went with the vintage Dennis Rodman tee, because I felt like we just needed some old school Bulls energy on this game today. So let's see what we got. We got Samir in the building. Says, yo, guys, we got to trade P. Will. That's funny. That's funny. Samir trolling right now. Don't mind being up at 1 a.m. for this, but let's be real. It's two bad teams. Congrats, Jay, on 10K. Absolutely. Absolutely, C-Rare UK. How are we playing better tonight? I did the things that I labeled. We're forcing turnovers. We're getting out in transition. We're winning both the second chance points and the points off turnovers. And we're also shooting the ball effectively from 3. 47% from 3, making 10 of those. That's 30 points from 3-pointers in the first half. Those are the keys to why the Bulls are winning right now. So, but like C-Red UK said, keep in mind, this is 2 of the bottom 2 teams in the league playing as well. So it is what it is there. Brazil Popular says, shout out to Dre for 10K rebounds. Yeah. Listen, that's a huge accomplishment, man. What they say, only 43 other people in NBA history have gotten that. So, yeah, love to see it. Love Drummond game, but out there doing what he do. Yeah, listen, he's out there doing what he does best. And when you have a situation in which Drum can focus on the things that he does well, it helps him, understand what he does, but it helps him make a bigger impact as well in the game. And so right now we're allowing Drum to really do the things that he does well. And we're not asking him to do too much, and he's not trying to force doing too much, which he does sometimes as well. So that's good. Kessler, oh yeah, Walker Kessler's a dog, man. Walker Kessler's an absolute dog. And I like the way that Kessler can also get blocks without fouling. He doesn't foul a lot. Hey, just imagine if we had Walker Kessler right now. Him and Nikola Vucevic would be a monster, not to mention he would be under the learning tree. Listen, I mean, it woulda, coulda, shoulda on that, but I definitely agree. I always look back at that and say, imagine had we got Walker Kessler. Just imagine that. That's crazy. I still don't know why Laurie and Vooch couldn't exist. Well, keep in mind, Laurie was a very different player than what he is now, as far as like just the confidence, right? And I think Laurie now is showing, like when he first came to the Bulls, he showed a lot of confidence. He broke like the rookie record, the fastest rookie to get to 100 threes or something like that. But then we started seeing less and less in that as he was here longer, and that was the confidence. So I think the way Laurie's playing now, you could place some of him and Vooch together. I still think it'd be kind of a defensive nightmare in pick and roll situations, but Laurie's definitely stepped up as well and kind of learned how to use his length a little bit better than what he did here at the Chicago Bulls as well. But also, it's easier to do that too when you have such a good defensive center and Walker Kessler down there too. So he's since Laurie's left us, he's always had really good defensive centers on teams, both with the Cavs and with the Utah Jazz. So I'm sure that plays a part in it as well. Mistakes aside and bonehead plays, I still think Drummond is one of the best backup centers in the league. Completely agree with you, bro. Drummond is one of the best backup centers in the NBA, period. Matthew in the building. He says, I just don't get why they didn't take the threes they are now. Last year, were they told not to shoot? Well, keep in mind that there was a focus on attempting more threes, but it also plays a part that we have better 3-point shooters. Javon Carter is a better 3-point shooter than any point guard we had on the roster last year. He's better than Patrick Beverly, still better than Kobe White with 3-point shooting, better than Alex Caruso. So that helps. He's made 3 of our 10 3-pointers. Then also you got to factor in Terry Craig, right? Yes, he's 1 for 1 from the field so far, but Torrey Craig is also a better 3-point shooter, not than what Pat Will was last year, but better than Javon Carter, better than Derrick Jones Jr. So you have better 3-point shooters out there. So that also plays a part in why the Bulls are taking more threes than what they did last season as well. Hayes, question: are the Bulls playing really well, or the Jazz really not good? I'm totally just wondering. Hayes, not being negative, just really want to know. Both teams are not really good. So the Bulls are playing well, but they're also playing well against a bottom team in the league. So both are true in this case. Literally, both are true. So it's not one or the other in a case like this. So there you go on that one. Yeah, it's 2 teams with 2 wins. Like the only 2 teams worse than the Chicago Bulls are the Washington Wizards and Memphis Grizzlies. Otherwise, it's the Jazz and Bulls right behind those. The fact that the Grizzlies also are 1-6 on the season is wild, wild. Terry Craig, yeah, I fucked that one up bad, bad. Nah, Laurie Vooch and P. Will would be better balanced with defense than DeMar, Lonzo, and Laurie. Nah, Lonzo and Laurie, maybe. I still don't think it would have been amazing not that first year. Laurie had to work into that. But again, having a defensive anchor, which he's had since he left Chicago, is different. I think that's different. I'm loving Io and P. Will in their new roles. Yeah, I think they're both really thriving in those new roles. We talked about that a couple of days ago. I really think Io is really, really thriving in this bench role. I think he understands how to get his. He's being able to be more like he was in college as well. So yeah. Chris Carvinio says, "Yo, Hayes, I'm always here. Just don't comment much. Don't be wanting to get flamed. But no, real talk. Appreciate all you do for us Bulls fans. Posting 7 days a week is not easy task. Keep it up. Go. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'll say this. Like, it's probably easier for me to post 7 days a week than some, just because I am such a Bulls fan. And yeah, I think it just like actually comes a little bit natural to me. Like I've never sat there and be like, damn, what am I going to talk about today? I've never had that thought. Keep in mind, we are 880 something days straight of content. And I have not yet had a moment where I've been like, hey, what the hell am I talking about today? Never. It never even failed. So that's crazy in of itself. That's really wild. Crazy. Sometimes I forget and don't know what I want to eat for dinner. Hayes, do you think Io's improved 3-point shot will earn him extra playing time? I think it should, as long as he's being consistent. I think he's also bringing some defensive intensity. So yeah, I think if Io does improve that 3-point shot, and that's a consistent thing for him, because keep in mind, I came into the season saying that Io was probably going to have really inconsistent minutes. Io's minutes when he's healthy has been really consistent so far this season. So I think that definitely plays a part in is that he's more poised out there. He understands how to get his and where to pick his spots at. And I think if that continues for him, we're going to see that role continue if that's the case, right? So, I mean, we'll see. Let's hope that that's the case for Al. Right now, he's averaging around, what, like 10, 11 minutes per game. I think that can get up to about 15 minutes per game when it's all said and done. So we'll see. Julio Chavez says, "What up, Hayes? I like how we look out there looking good. Absolutely looking good. Absolutely looking good." By the way, y'all hit that like button, by the way. I mean, subscribe button, by the way. We are about 60 subscribers away from hitting 5,400. So, we have a goal of getting to 20K subscribers by the end of the year, which is probably going to be difficult with the Bulls not winning a lot of games. But hey, there you go. That's our lofty goal. Also, if you do have Apple Podcasts or Spotify, even if you only watch the podcast version, go and leave a 5-star review on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It definitely helps the podcast grow and thus the channel grow as well. Even if you are just a YouTube viewer, go ahead and leave those reviews over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify for me as well. Hayes, when are we getting an AMA from you? Ask me anything. Come on, bro. Like, what do y'all see? Y'all are crazy. You think I'm gonna do an ask me anything with y'all? Hell, we just had somebody say they give up the cheeks to Jerry Reinsdorf on a live stream a couple of days ago. I'm not doing an AMA. What we doing? I'll do a live mailbag, but I ain't doing no AMA. Can't wait to see you and Pat on Locked on Bulls about the game tonight. Love y'all continuity on the show. Well, Pat the designer is out all week. He's actually in the Dominican Republic on vacation with his wife Maya. So you will not see me and Pat over there today. You'll probably see me and Steve-O over there tonight, or maybe even me and Bobby, depending on which one can fill in. But so you won't get Pat probably until next week. Because even when he comes back on Thursday, I'm probably not going to like rush him to make a video. So there you go on that one. I think Vooch would be so much more effective in a four out one offense. It's hard to overlap with DeMar's game inside the arc. They play through multiple defenders in a clog lane every time. I mean, that's kind of the nature, unfortunately, of just having two players that like generating their offense from the same spots. But game's back on. I will see you guys back over here at Post Game Show. So make sure you guys are tuned in. Hit that subscribe button on your way out. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See red. All that good stuff. Peace, y'all.